In this modern day and age, fashion designers and consumers alike are choosing to go natural. With the increasing environment protection awareness, the fashion industry turns to sustainable eco-clothing, joining global efforts to conserve and preserve. With the increasing demand for eco-friendly products, the industry is in constant search for more innovative materials. At the forefront of textile research and development in the country, the Philippine Textile Research Institute, or PTRI, is actively supporting our local textile and allied industries carve a niche in the global market through the use of our country's rich indigenous resources and the development of technical competence in textile production and quality assurance, evident in the on-ground technology transfer projects conducted in several regions of the country. PTRI aims to redefine and set the standard for world-class authentic Philippine fashion using our very own tropical fibers and natural dyes, as well as locally developed textile technologies and cultural traditions in weaving. An agency under the Department of Science and Technology, PTRI facilities are housed within a 2-hectare lot inside the DOST complex in Bicutan, Taguig City. The compound has a complete line of textile testing equipment and machineries for cotton, silk, and indigenous fiber processing and facilities for spinning, weaving, and finishing. Its laboratories for physical and chemical testing of textiles and related materials are ISO IEC 17025 accredited. PTRI researchers, chemists, and fabric specialists have gained trainings, accreditations, and certifications from various learning institutes and programs in Japan, South Korea, India, the United Kingdom, and Australia, among others. PTRI has established linkages with various government offices, such as Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Agriculture, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and the Department of Public Works and Highways, as well as with the private sector and the academe. Technology transfer have two primary goals: employment generation and production efficiency. To achieve these, the Institute's Technology Transfer Program concentrates on the following activities: industry skills training on various textile technologies, from spinning, weaving, dyeing, and on-the-job training for students, and the provision of a technology business incubator. PTRI also offers services responding to their dynamic development requirements, including basic technical services on physical and chemical testing, textile processing and finishing, contract research, and science and technology consultancy. Professionals, students, representatives from both the private and the public sector, and other interested parties may also avail of tours of the Institute's various testing facilities and research laboratory. Through the judicious use of indigenous materials, otherwise considered as agricultural wastes, PTRI researchers were bestowed the Pag-asa Award during the 2011 Civil Service Commission search for outstanding public officials and employees. Natural dyes are making a colorful splash in the international world of fashion. This trend makes the PTRI's Natural Dyes R&D program a bright area in our country's economy. Taking advantage of our rich natural resources, this program uses dye-yielding plants used to produce natural dyes in crude, paste, and powder forms. PTRI has identified and established 75 plant dye sources compiled into a 2-volume compendium, the Gampol. Less technical but also a fascinating reference on our natural dyes is the coffee table book Bahaghari, The Colors of the Philippines. Under the program, PTRI provided natural dyed barong to the SNT ministers of the ASEAN and naturally dyed gowns for the Miss Earth finalists. PTRI is actively in search of technologies to add value to our natural fibers, embarking on 5 new R&D programs, namely bio-nanofiber and composite technologies, natural nano dyes and pigment technologies, nano-functional and nano-composite finishing technologies, biofunctional materials and textile technologies, and green colorants materials and processing technologies. Using these advanced textile technologies, including nanotechnology for the development of intelligent and smart textiles to widen potential uses of textiles, not only for apparels, but also for industrial, medical, and cosmetic purposes. Responding to the specialized needs of garment companies and fashion designers, PTRI will also delve on customized processing of yarns and fabrics tailored fit to suit their particular requirements. The Institute's legacy on Philippine tropical fabrics, natural dyes, silkworm breeding, and textile development technologies and current research endeavors provides the key to a world of possibilities not only for the fabric industry but for other industries that may benefit from it, as PTRI paves the way to discover new, better, and alternative sources of natural fibers and dyes. A light of hope now sparks for an empowered Philippine textile industry. Once again, our country is about to lead the whole ASEAN region to reach further horizons. And every farmer, every weaver, every Filipino is soon to witness not only a revived fabric industry, but a flourishing textile economy. The Philippine Textile Research Institute, weaving the Filipino dream, clothing the Filipino spirit.
The internet has revolutionized society as we know it, and yet 2/3 of the world have no access. The Philippines is not exempt. More than half the country is not connected to the internet. Imagine how much we could achieve in a country where all its citizens have access to crucial data and can make informed decisions. A country that's competitive, keeps up with her neighbors and the rest of the world. A Philippines that is progressive because its citizens constantly improve and innovate, inspired by new ideas. A Philippines whose citizens are empowered, unafraid to make their voices heard, and ready to take an active role in nation building. Imagine no more. Although we are separated by distance, one connects us all in building a stronger nation and a better tomorrow. Through the DOST's Digital Empowerment Program, the Philippines will be 99% connected before the end of 2015. With the TV white space and free internet Wi-Fi access in public places, we open up a whole new world for Filipinos. Crucial e-services further enable our citizens. RX Box, providing access to life-saving healthcare services in isolated and disadvantaged communities. Tech for Ed establishes new community e-centers for e-education. Business name registration system, where entrepreneurs can register their businesses online. PhilGeps, promoting transparency in procurements. PhilJobNet, where job seekers and government agencies can meet online. By July 2015, we're on track to connect the unserved and underserved parts of the country to the rest of the world as we nurture informed and progressive citizens who build and strengthen the nation. This is the Digital Empowerment Program. With the ICT office in the lead, we build digital bridges so that no one will be left behind. One connected. One connect.
Ayan, suportahan po natin ang PTRI and of course ang One Connect. Magandang araw mga ka-forever! Today is July 6, Monday. It's the start of a new week. New day, fresh start. Kumusta ang naging weekend ninyong lahat? Namiss namin kayo kasi kayo ang aming ka-forever. Kaya naman, lagi namin kayong hinahanap-hanap anumang lagay ng panahon ang dumating. May bagyo man, kulog o kidlat, we will always be here, always loyal. Our bond remains strong dahil yan ang totoong forever. Maaasahan kahit anuman ang panahon. Sabay-sabay tayo natahakin ang road to forever. Ako po si Jal Miranda, ang inyong bagong ka-online at ka-forever. We welcome you to DOSTv, the Filipino Weather Channel, your newest and most comprehensive real-time authority on the latest weather updates. Dahil weather lang ang lagi nandyan, tag-araw man o tag-ulan, hindi nang iiwan kahit sino ka man. Remember that folks, it's DOSTv, the Filipino Weather Channel. Reporting live from Pag-asa Weather and Flood Forecasting Center. Ang DOSTv ay mapapanood ninyo Mondays to Fridays, 11 a.m. to 12 noon, dito lang sa www.dostv.ph. And for today's episode, we will talk about Progresyo, isa na naman itong innovations na resulta ng partnership ng DOST at ng mga affiliated offices nito. Plus, andyan din yung pa-trending natin na segment, ang Hugot Panahon sa What's the Weather with You. May mga bagong hugot kaya? At sino naman kaya ang ating hugotero at hugotera friends for today? Kaya tutok lang dito sa DOSTv. So ano kaya ang naghihintay sa atin ngayong araw na ito? Heto na ang ating Pag-asa correspondent, Mr. Benison Estareja. Mr. Benison, kumusta po ang magiging lagay ng panahon?
Thank you, Miss Jel. Good morning sa iyo at good morning din sa ating mga viewers ng DOSTv. Ngayong araw po ng Lunes, meron tayong dalawang binabantayan na weather system. No? Una na nga po dyan ay ang low pressure area sa loob ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Kung mapapansin po natin sa ating latest Himawari image, na dun po yun sa may vicinity ng Sorsogon City sa Sorsogon. Samantala, yung ikalawang weather system natin na binabantayan, weather disturbance sa labas ng Part Tropical Storm na may international name na Nepartak. At ito po ay nasa layong almost 2,000 kilometers sa silangang bahagi ng Visayas. Sa ngayon po, ang lakas nito, 65 kilometers per hour na maximum sustained winds at ang gustiness naman ay umaabot sa 80 kilometers per hour. Sa ngayon po, at base dun sa ating analysis, ay hindi naman po ito inaasahan na magla-landfall or tatama sa kalupaan at bukas nga ng hapon or gabi ay posibleng pumasok ito ng PAR at papangalanan po natin itong Butchoy. Pero yung epekto po nito posible ay yung enhanced habagat or yung pinalakas na southwest monsoon na posible po mangyari by around Wednesday till Friday sa ilang bahagi ng Luzon and Visayas. So babantayan po natin at palagi po mag-antabay sa ipapalabas na weather advisory, na weather bulletin at maging mga rainfall warnings ng Pag-asa. Sa ngayon po and for the next 24 hours, itong dalawa pong weather system natin, itong LPA at saka yung tropical storm ay part po na tinatawag natin na ITCZ or Intertropical Convergence Zone na siya nagdadala ng paulan sa malaking bahagi ng ating bansa. Kung mapapansin po natin dito sa may parting Luzon, medyo maulap po Quezon Province, sa Bicol Region at maging sa Mimaropa. Asahan po within the next 24 hours ang maulap na kalangitan na may kasamang mahina hanggang katamtamang mga pagulan at pagkidlat pagkulog. Dito naman po sa may parting Visayas, buong Visayas po actually ay nagkakaroon ng mga kaulapan, sanhi pa rin po ng ITCZ or Intertropical Convergence Zone. Sa natitirang bahagi naman po ng Luzon, dito sa may norte and central Luzon, bahagyang maulap sa ngayon ang nararanasan. Pero pagdating po ng hapon o gabi, posible pa rin yung ating mga pagulan or pagkidlat, pagkulog. Ang temperature po natin sa Metro Manila, 25 hanggang 33 degrees Celsius. Sa Baguio City naman, 17 hanggang 24 degrees. Sa Tagaytay, 22 hanggang 29 degrees Celsius. Habang sa Puerto Princesa naman, 24 hanggang 33 degrees Celsius. Dito naman po sa Visayas, ang temperature po natin sa Metro Cebu ay 24 hanggang 31 degrees. Dito naman sa Iloilo and sa Bacolod, 26 hanggang 30 degrees Celsius. Dumako naman po tayo dito sa may Mindanao, medyo maulap po sa silangang bahagi dahil pa rin yan sa ITCZ or Intertropical Convergence Zone. Kabilang na po dyan ang Caraga and Davao Region. Dito naman po sa natitirang bahagi ng Mindanao, bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap ang ating kalangitan. At malaki pa rin ang tsansa ng mga pagulan or pagkidlat pagkulog sa dakong hapon or gabi. Ang temperature po natin sa Metro Davao, 24 hanggang 32 degrees, habang dito naman sa Zamboanga City ay 24 hanggang 33 degrees Celsius. Sa ngayon po, wala naman tayong gale warning. Pwede pa naman po maglayag ang anumang uri ng sasakyang pandagat. Pero sa mga darating na araw po, posible tayong magtaas ng gale warning dito sa malaking bahagi o sa silangang bahagi ng Luzon. At baging dito rin po sa hilagang bahagi sa extreme northern Luzon at sa eastern part ng Visayas and Mindanao. Yan muna ang latest mula dito sa Weather Forecasting Center ng Pag-asa. Ako po si Benny Sunistareja, reporting for DOSTv.
And for an exclusive content na dito nyo lang sa DOSTv makikita, here's our hydrologist, Ms. Jean Nevares for the Dam Water Level Report.
Thank you, Ms. Jel. Good morning sa iyo at good morning sa ating viewers ng DOSTv. Ngayong umaga, magbibigay tayo ng updates sa mga major dams natin dito sa Luzon. Mauuna po ang Angat Dam. Kahapon ay naka-record po tayo ng 180.22 meter at ngayon ay bumaba po ito ng 0.2 meter at as of 6 a.m. nasa 180.02 meter na lamang ito at malapit na po ito sa tinatawag na low level ng Angat Dam at may posibleng pagbabago po sa services ng Angat Dam na ito. Ang Magat Dam naman, kahit po nakaranas po ito ng light to moderate rains, ay hindi pa rin po ito sapat para aakyat ng level ng ating dam. Kahapon po, ang record ay nasa 175.99 meter at may pagbaba po ito ng 0.59 meter na ngayon ay nasa 175 meter na lamang ito. Ang Pantabangan, kahit nakaranas din po ito ng light rains kahapon, ay hindi rin po ito sapat para umakyat ng level ng Pantabangan Dam. Kahapon ay nasa 186.71 meter ito at may pagbaba siyang 0.24 meter. Kaya ngayon, ang current water level natin ay nasa 186.47 na lamang ito. At ang panghuling dam natin, ito ay San Roque. Nakaranas pa rin po ito ng light to moderate rains within the watershed pero hindi pa rin po ito sapat para aakyat ang level ng ating dam. Kahapon ay nasa 229.88 meter ito at bumaba po ng 0.15 meter kaya nasa 229.73 meter na lamang ang level ng ating dam. Aside po sa ating dam update, nag-issue din po ang flood forecasting ng General Flood Advisory sa mga region na nakarecord po ng light to moderate rains for the past 24 hours. Ito po sa Luzon, nag-issue po tayo ng flood advisory sa Region 5 and Region 4B or Mimaropa. Ito po ay ibig sabihin po ng flood advisory natin ay nag-a-advise lang po tayo doon sa mga ilog na maliliit, principal rivers na may posibleng pagbabaha dahil meron pa rin po tayong forecast rainfall na light to moderate rains for the next 24 hours. Lahat po ng probinsya ng Region 5 and Region 4B ay ina-advise po natin ito. Sa Visayas naman ay naka-record din po tayo ng mga light rains since kahapon po kaya nag-issue din po tayo ng General Flood Advisory sa rehiyon ng 6, 7, and 8. Nandito po ngayon yung mga cloud cluster natin na posibleng magpapabaha din po sa mga maliliit na ilog dito po sa ating mga probinsya po ng Region 6, Region 7, and Region 8. Ito po ang latest sa Flood Forecasting Center. Ako po si Jean Nevares. Maraming salamat.
Katulong natin ang DOST para sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa. Marami silang proyekto para sa mamamayang Pilipino. Alamin dito sa DOSTv Flash Report. The Information and Communications Technology Office of the Department of Science and Technology was one of the winners at the 2016 World Summit of Information Society or WSIS prizes. Their entry, the Tech4ED project, bagged the award in the e-employment category, Best for Other ICT Applications from Colombia, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. The WSIS Forum 2016 is the world's largest annual gathering for the ICT for Development community. WSIS stakeholders established the WSIS prizes to recognize organizations that showcase success stories and replicable models that empower the community at the local level. It pays tribute to the efforts of partners for their added value to society and their commitment towards achieving WSIS goals. The ICT Office's e-Society Division implemented the Tech4ED project, which stands for Technology for Education, Employment, Entrepreneurs, and Economic Development Project. Tech4ED seeks to provide access to different aggregated, existing, and proven ICT-enabled services and relevant content in one single platform. Tech4ED centers established throughout the country provide this platform to citizens, serving as conduit for efficient delivery of government and other services. Through the project, rural communities gain access to non-formal education, skills training, English training, an online library, ICT literacy, financial and entrepreneurial training materials, and online government services. It is a potent tool for empowering and encouraging the participation of unserved and underserved communities, harnessing technology to create an inclusive, integrated, and equitable countryside. In 2015 alone, 89 new Tech4ED centers were established nationwide and 233 Memorandum of Understanding were signed with different municipalities and cities, paving the way to the creation of even more Tech4ED centers. Meanwhile, the first quarter of 2016 saw the inauguration of 14 new Tech4ED centers in Kapatagan, Lanao del Norte, and 41 in Ilocos Norte. Philippine Science High School student Marla Abaw recently bagged the Best Oral Presentation Award at the International Student Science Fair held at the National University of Singapore, High School of Math and Science in Singapore. Abaw won the prize for her research titled An Android Application for Efficient Disaster Kit Procurement for Low-Level Floods. Abaw, along with her schoolmates Michael Torri and Justin Opulencia, individually presented SciTech projects to an international audience. Aside from the research presentation, said PSI students also participated in other fun ISSF activities such as the Science Challenge, a science-themed amazing race. The three students merged with another set of American students, likewise topped the competition. The ISSF is an event hosted by members of the International Science Schools Network or ISSN on rotating basis. The PSHS main campus was invited to become an associate member, giving the country a chance to host the event in the future and to present the local science education scene to the international community. During the workshop, the students also tinkered with fiber optic technologies that were made by Nobel Prize winners. The ISSF convened teachers and students of science high schools from Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, and America to share their researches and celebrate science. Efficient and economical technology, yan ang mga projects ng DOST. At dahil uso na rin ang mga sakuna, may isa na namang technology na handog ang DOST. At yan ay ang DIY Bamboo House. Ano ito? Panoorin sa susunod na video.
On November 8, 2013, Super Typhoon Yolanda, the strongest storm to ever hit land in history, battered central Philippines, especially the provinces of Leyte, Samar, Cebu, and Iloilo. Human death toll was at 6,300 according to the USAID, with another 4.1 million displaced and 1.1 million houses destroyed. where to house disaster victims like those of Yolanda poses one big logistical challenge. Usually, they end up in crowded schools, gymnasiums, churches, public buildings, or anywhere that will make them feel safe, but still endure inhospitable conditions such as being exposed to communicable diseases and missing the privacy provided by a normal family shelter. The Philippine Development Plan of 2011 to 2016 estimates the country's housing needs to reach 5.8 million units by 2016. Current housing backlog is approximately 980,000 units. This need becomes more challenging with the soaring cost of building shelters and the logging moratorium on the country's natural and residual forests. Recognizing the plight of calamity victims, research engineers of the Department of Science and Technology's Forest Products Research and Development Institute, or DOSTFPRDI, developed a shelter called the Do-It-Yourself Bamboo Shelter, suited to Philippine condition. The Do-It-Yourself, or DIY Bamboo Shelter, is a low-cost, semi-permanent shelter intended to make housing more accessible to the public, particularly the poor. Bamboo is a promising substitute for timber due to its renewability and widespread availability. Cheaper than wood, it has strength properties comparable to mild steel, making it fit for structural applications. Let's take a look at the key features of this bamboo house. The DIY Bamboo Shelter is made from erect bamboo poles. For this prototype house, the bamboo species used was bolo, but other bamboo species such as kawayan tinik and botong may be used, provided they are straight and approximately 4 inches in diameter. The bamboo poles used were also treated with environment-friendly preservatives. The DIY Bamboo Shelter can be erected using modular construction method, which makes it easy to assemble as a house. It uses simple bolt and nut jointing system. This shelter measures 24 square meters and consists of a living room, kitchen, bedroom, toilet and bath, and sink. It is also ready for tapping to electric and water utilities. The walls and roofing are also made from bamboo poles, while the truss, posts, and window and door jambs are made of coconut lumber, which are available in most parts of the country. The upper portion of the shelter can be anchored to the ground to support the unit against strong winds. Assembling the DIY Bamboo Shelter is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Why use the DIY Bamboo Shelter? It can be acquired instantly. Houses using conventional and emerging technologies usually take 3 to 4 months from planning to construction. Buying a DIY bamboo house Therefore, it's like buying time. It is also transportable and can be dismantled, stored, and used repeatedly. When packed, the bamboo shelter can fit in a 6-wheeler truck. Envisioned as a ready-to-assemble house, it is intended to be erected within 3 to 4 days, following the instruction manual. It can be assembled by as few as 4 medium-built workers using simple carpenter's tools. No need for heavy equipment. The DIY bamboo shelter is environment-friendly and rust-proof. Bamboo is also a natural heat insulator. Hence, it is cool and comfortable inside the unit. How much does it cost? The cost of a 24 square meter structure ranges from 75,000 to 150,000 pesos, or 3,125 to 6,250 pesos per square meter. This is within the price of houses built by groups such as Gawad Kalinga and Habitat for Humanity, and lower than government low-cost houses that are pegged at 6,000 to 7,500 pesos per square meter. The bamboo shelter also comes in several variants with corresponding costs. It can be used as an emergency shelter, workers' quarters, depot for food and emergency supplies during relief operations, emergency classroom, mobile clinic for medical missions, field office for construction projects, or as a mobile vacation house. Easy to assemble, durable, cost-effective, environment-friendly, comfortable, versatile. The do-it-yourself bamboo shelter is an innovation made for such a time as this, a time when the disastrous consequences of climate change are affecting the lives of more and more Filipinos. As the country hurdles environmental issues such as climate change and natural disasters, and economic problems like the increasing cost of building shelters and limited supply of raw materials, bamboo can be the answer to such challenges.
Kasi upuan natin malikot. The number of people with autism spectrum disorder or ASD in the Philippines and other countries worldwide has almost doubled in the past 6 years, and the number is still rising. 1 in 68 children worldwide have autism. The figure is way above 0.5 cases in every 1,000 children in the 1980s and 1 in 110 children in 2008 in the Philippines. Estimated cases of autism rose from 500,000 in 2008 to 1 million people at present. And at present, there is no formal curriculum that addresses the plight of persons with autism spectrum disorder in the educational system. At dito pumapasok ang Progresyo, isang project na binuo kasama ang DOST. It is designed to give empowerment and confidence hindi lang sa estudyanteng may autism, kundi pati na rin sa ever-caring at ever-devoted na mga teachers na walang tigil na nagtuturo sa mga estudyanteng may autism. And to discuss this in Progresyo, we have a doctor and an educator. She has a Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science from De La Salle University, Manila. Currently, she is the Dean of College of Computer Studies of the De La Salle University. Mga ka-forever, please welcome Dr. Merlin Teodosha Suarez. Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Or Miss Yummy. Dr.
Yummy na lang.
Yummy for short. Di ba? Haba eh, no? Sige, Yummy na nga
Yummy
lang.
na lang.
Okay, ma'am. Pag-usapan natin, Progression.
Opo.
What is Progression?
It's a software-based monitoring tool for kids that are diagnosed in the autism spectrum. And what makes it unique is that it's web-based, which means you can access it from your mobile phones, from tablets, or of course from your typical PCs. And we wanted it web-based so that parents on the go can actually see their kids while they're in therapy sessions. No? And aside from them being able to peek into the room where the kid is, they can also do monitoring of what's actually happening using tools. If you can go to our website later on, what's nice to see is the reports of the teachers get posted online using a secure account, of course, and then the parents can actually comment right away, pretty much like a Facebook post. So it's very easy to use. Parents know already what's happening. It's easier to communicate between the parents and the teachers. Yes.
So, bakit talaga nabuo itong project nito, ma'am?
Nabuo siya, nagsimula kami. It's actually not something for kids with autism. It's really something general platform like a smart home. But then, the governing council of DOST wanted us to have a particular clientele in mind. And so, we came upon autism because these kids have a lot of difficulty understanding emotions. And we're also dealing with facial expressions. So, nabuo siya nang natapos. We wanted to work with children with autism, and then that's where we realized that the parents wanted something more for monitoring at the start, not really something na sobrang high-tech. Yung monitoring pa lang muna pala yung gusto nila.
Totoo kasi, ang autism, napakahirap na nakalagayan ng isang bata, di ba? So from that point, gusto natin maging normal din yung kanilang paggalaw, lalo na sa yung kanilang social life, etc. Maging normal. Pero at the same time, namomonitor natin ng tama.
Ang isang difficulty ng magulang, kasi marami silang pinapasukan na therapies. So, iba-iba yung notebooks for each kind of therapy. So, if you imagine having your child go through 12 months of therapy, ilang notebooks kaya yun? You cannot search through all of them pretty much like a digital record kasi nga nakasulat naman siya. So, that's only for one teacher or one doctor. Kung 5 sila or 3, you want to be able to correlate this with each other. So that's why we have a visualization tool for the software. We have that very easy to communicate with the teacher, and the teachers and the parents can search through the records, which means lahat tayo sanay kasi sa Google, you just look for something, put in the keyword, you want it right away. So you don't have to search through all your notebooks. And imagine if your child now goes through several years of therapy, lahat yan, digitally recorded na siya. It will not be too difficult to pull out records.
So lahat yun, paano ano to, ma'am? So online siya, so once na ako parang naka-register ba ako? Do I have to register? Ganon.
So it's really, we install the equipment in the schools. If you noticed earlier, there's a camera that does live streaming of the therapy. So we install all the equipment in the room, and then we create accounts for the teachers and for the principals, and of course for the parents. So the parents will have to subscribe to the schools, and kasi they have the teachers and all the therapists there. And then what happens is, you're now able to access all your records.
Okay. So, ganun lang yun, ma'am. Anong schools na yung meron nakikinabang nitong
wala pa
project
kami.
na to?
We really want to install in special education schools, in therapies that are probably found in hospitals. Yan. Kasi yan yung mga maraming clientele. For our first year of operations, DOST wants us to do market validation. You know, are our functionalities correct? Kasi baka mali pala yung aming mga functionality ng software. And then, next is to roll it out in 2 schools para ma-test siya. And then, we see how it will work out as far as as we see it as a commercialization project. It's a different dimension kasi once you enter into commercialization.
So ngayon, ongoing pa ma'am, itong project
Yes,
na to?
we are going to roll it out. We'll do market validation in our first 6 to 8 months.
Ayun. At ng DOST, ano yung definite role ng DOST sa project na to?
Right from the inception of the project, DOST has been very supportive. So this is like a DOST baby right from the start. As a research project, they funded us for 4 years.
Okay.
And right after that, when we wanted to go into commercialization, we were handheld by DOST. And now they're giving us funds to do the market validation and to roll it out as a pre-startup. So, through and through, lahat ng suporta ng DOST has been with this project.
Eh, during sa mga test run ninyo, ano yung development na nakita ninyo and the result?
Yun nga, I was telling somebody here earlier, no? At the start, we wanted something high-tech kasi that's what computer scientists and technologists do. We want all our toys, we want to be able to see how we can use them. But then later on, we had to strip it down a little bit for now, no, before we enter the market. But surely, there are improvements along the way, like we want to roll out automatic analysis of the videos. Kasi nagre-record siya, di ba? It streams and also records the session. We want to find out which are hotspots. Yung mga pwedeng nagtantrum ang bata or pwedeng high emotion ng happiness. We want to be able to automatically analyze the video. So the teacher will not have to watch another 1 hour. So we want to mark it. So these are hotspots. This is what you want to see kasi this is very interesting. So when you have to do analysis later on, yan na lang yung titingnan niya. Hindi manood na naman siya na isang buong oras.
So gano'ng katutok? Let's say sa isang estudyante or let's say sa isang room, kung gano'ng karami yung estudyante na nando na may with autism, ganun yung tututukan isa-isa yun, ma'am?
Ayun, we're only working now with 1 kid, 1 therapist. Yes. So it's yung mga one-to-one interactions nila, yun pa lang yung kaya namin gawin ngayon. Hindi pa namin kaya yung nakoten sila, hindi pa namin kaya
totoo yun. Kasi syempre, di ba, ang hirap nga nun.
Yes.
So from this project talaga, ma'am, you make sure na mas mapapadali na rin sa buhay lalo ng mga teachers and then with the parents relationships
especially
also.
That, yun nga it's not like biogesic. If anybody takes biogesic for a headache, we know more or less it will work. But for these children and the therapies that accompany and are provided to them, it doesn't always work all the time. So it's really a trial and error kind of thing. And data in these kinds of situations are going to be very helpful kasi you know right away what happens. One thing I haven't told pala is we have ambient sensors in the room. So we stream data, but we also have ambient sensors because some of them are sensitive to brightness, so too much brightness. They're not very happy with that, or sometimes kapag masyado namang malamig, that also is not very helpful to them. So baka yun pala yung issue nila under certain conditions. So we're able to also log all of these information for for those kids with sensory issues.
So parang everyday, meron kayong assessment sa bawat estudyante. Parang ganun lumalabas, di ba? Kasi ang autism, yun nga, base sa mga pag-aaral natin, nakikita din natin na iba-iba yung level of autism ng bata. Or as early as a young kid nakikita na talaga na may autism ang bata.
That's from my readings, so I'm not a medical doctor, from my readings and from what we've understood from the experts, early detection really is best kasi then you can intervene very quickly. So having them diagnosed siguro at 2-3 years old is really best kasi malalaman na natin ano talaga yung condition. And then, mas magagawa natin ang paraan.
So paano mag-acquire dito sa Progressio?
You're gonna have to get in touch with me for now. As we asked sa new website, we really have just the site for people to log in. Siguro in a month, we'll have the website ready. For now, you can get in touch with me through LaSalle. Alright, so that's merlin.suarez@delsu.edu.ph. It's very easy to memorize.
Okay, so doon, pati yung price, ma'am. So wala pang definite
price points, we do have them, but that's one of the things that we'll have to do market validation on. Are we too expensive? Are we too, baka people are willing to pay more, we don't know. No? From a commercialization perspective, that's what we want to study. And again, how do we make ourselves sustainable to reach a greater part of people in need, but at the same time naman, providing enough so that the enterprise becomes self-sustainable. We cannot rely on the DOST all the time to provide us with funds.
Totoo naman. Lalo na syempre kung talagang napakalaking pakinabang, ma'am, di ba?
Yes.
Kung ang talagang worth naman, tingnan natin kung magkano ang price na bibigay nila. Anyway, any challenges na kinakaharap niyo pa muna sa ngayon?
Our challenges should mainly be in reaching out to our target market because we're composed of 4 people, no, 4 faculty members, and we're really still working full-time for academe, no? Hindi pa naman kami, wala naman kaming planong mag-resign, wala kaming planong iwanan yung academe. But siguro yan, really the time to be able to get out there and really touch base with the market. So, we're hoping to clear out all legalities and then start hiring our people na talagang full-time they will work for us. Roll it out like a real business simulation na meron kaming marketing officer, you know, you have an accountant, you have somebody doing legal things for you. So yung mga ganon. But I think it's very exciting from somebody coming from academe who has not had any exposure to business. And again, it was also DOST who helped me and my team go through this path. So, maraming pakinabang, hindi na pakinabang,
nakatulong talaga.
Maraming tulong talaga yung programs ng DOST as far as this project is concerned.
And this particular project, talaga, itong technology nito, basically, for autism lang, may mga autism lang.
Yan. When we were rolling it out and when we talk to people about it, sabi, it doesn't really have to be strictly autism. It can be for children with special needs or special ed. Another thing we're looking at probably in the next 2 years will be to roll it out for geriatric care, yung mga matatanda. Kasi it's a smart home, it's pretty much like a smart home, a smart space. So you can do monitoring. And right now we can do we have actuators. We can turn on and off your lights. We can do blinds. We can automatically manipulate devices in the space. So if there's an elderly person who doesn't want his child, no, and doesn't want his child to monitor him, still have that sense of independence.
Yes.
Kung matanda na siya, ayaw niyang pinapakialaman, independent pa rin ako. But of course, the kids naman do not want him to live alone. Having something like this, in that space where he lives, na namomonitor siya. If he falls down, pwede naming malaman if he's wearing a wearable, na nalaglag siya, and then there's automatic alerts for emergency care and to the caregiver, sa anak. It will be easier. So it's really, when I tell people about it, it's really not a single clientele. It's a platform to offer many kinds of services. Kasi you can customize what's in that space. So that's how we would tend to look at it. But for now, we're really just looking at this segment, the autism and special ed.
So yun yung sa progression.
Yes.
So any other technology pa na dinidevelop? Any project from your office?
We want to be able to improve on progression, like connect the wearable. So anytime you enter into that space, you have a wearable automatic, dapat nakasync na siya dyan, i-recognize siya. Having to understand context, because context is very difficult to analyze. So what is context? If I talk to you and I would consider you as my colleague, for example, we discuss in this way, but if I'm going to talk to the president of the university, it probably will not be this way, right? It's a little different. So that's context.
Okay.
Who you're talking with, the role of that person. The context of where you are, what kind of situation is this? Is this an interview? Is it a te-a-te? These things vary. And if I see a video feed, I want, in terms of video processing, I want to be able to automatically understand what's happening. And how do I do that? I look at the face to see how old the person is. I look at the face to see male, female. I look at the bihes of the person. I look at the demeanor, the posture, and then probably figure out, with all this equipment, it's probably a TV interview. You want to be able to do that automatically, and that's reasoning. That's a little difficult to do for now. So that's something.
Kaya napagano na ako.
But that's something we want. It's a nice challenge to think about, because if we can do that in the video processing realm of our streams, then it will be a lot, the functionalities will be a lot more useful because we get richer information, di ba?
Di ba? Very parang nakaka-excite.
Oh, yes.
Although challenging talaga. Sa binabanggit nyo pa lamang, parang gusto kong sabihin, posible ba yun? Parang
posible.
Ganun, diba?
Posible naman siya. But of course, it's not gonna take a year. It's probably gonna be a multi-year project because of the complexity of context. Maraming permutations, maraming kailangan tingnan sa environment, maraming information, pero siguro hindi lahat ng information kailangan, pero nandyan siya. So how do you know if you're gonna use that information or not? Pwede mong tanggalin, pwede mong gamitin.
Ayun, totoo naman yun. Anyway, any more projects siguro from your office?
Aside from my project, we are working, LaSalle is working on some form of robotics. So, meron siyang bioloid, dinamitan nila ng damit ng bata. So, ini-imitate niya lang ano yung ginagawa ng kid. So, pag pumalakpak yung kid, papalakpak rin si bioloid. So, it's in the realm of human-robot interaction naman. Abroad, they have felt that this is one way to go also in terms of autism therapy. And we have one, hopefully, visiting professor, Dr. John Kabibihan from Qatar University. There's going to be an activity at LaSalle also in cooperation with Autism Society of the Philippines on July 19th from 1 to 4 p.m. So if they're... Bigla akong tag-plug.
Yes, of course.
Sorry. So if they're interested, they may just go to the website of Autism Society Philippines.
Ayun. Any long-term goal for this project?
Long-term, we really imagine that in the long term, it's going to be the primary monitoring tool that every parent and every school will have to use if they're in the special ed realm.
At alam natin na napakalaking tulong nito just in case talaga na mabuo na and on the go na itong project na ito, ma'am. Any more messages po dun sa ating mga taga-subaybay?
I'd like to thank DOST for all the support, and I encourage all researchers, whatever bright idea you have, you ask DOST. You ask UST, you submit your proposals because it's really the way to go to foster science and technology research and education in the country. To the parents, please do not stop your kids from enrolling in engineering, computer science, and other science and technology-related degrees because it's gonna have a lot of impact to the country and to society. Thank you for your time and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. At marami na naman tayong natutunan ngayon, di ba? Thank you, Miss Yami, Dr. Yami.
Thank you very much.
Very well said, di ba? And good luck to progression.
Yes,
thank you so much. Ayan, mga ka-forever nakakataba talaga ng puso na pati ang usapin na tungkol sa autism ay nabibigyan din ng pansin ng DOST at ng iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno. It just goes to show that government is looking after its citizens and is willing to provide technologies and programs na ikagiginhawa ng lahat. Eto na mga ka-forever, ang hinihintay natin lahat, ang paborito nating lahat. Eto na aming mga nakalap na favorite hugot tweets at FB status sa What's the Weather With You. Mula kay Cyril Bunuan, sabi ni Cyril, buti pa yung balita. Kung may bagyo, naantay mo. Samantalang ako, iniwan mo. Oh, chugot! Diba, huwag kang mag-alala, Cyril, naiintindihan ka namin. Pero sabi nga, ganyan naman talaga pag nagmamahal. Minsan nananalo, minsan natatalo. Pero siguro panahon na rin na ikaw ay natalo. I-accept mo na lang na natalo ka this time. At syempre, time na siguro para mag-move on ka, diba? Sayang naman ang love. Ayan, mula naman tayo kay Sheng Abanto. Sabi ni Sheng, rainbow ka ba? Kasi napapangiti mo na ako, nabibigyan mo pa ng kulay ang mundo ko. Ayan. Maganda yan, Sheng. Push mo lang yan and be inspired. Ngumiti and let that energy touch the lives of others. Spread happiness, spread love. Hindi ba? Dapat happy heart lang tayong lahat. Ayan. Wish natin ng luck ang ating mga online friends. Love life, good life, at love, love, love. Diba? Sana may mga ka-forever tayo dyan na naghahanapan ng mga ka-forever nila. Tweet lang at mag-post sa FB o di kaya naman ay mag-Snapchat at mag-Instagram pa. Sa hashtag Hugot Panahon para sharing tayo ng mga hugot dito lang sa DOSTv. Ating tunghayan muli ang joint effort ng DOST at ng Batangas State University to produce TOAD, isang disaster response vehicle na kayang mag-operate mapalupa man o mapatubig. Dito lang yan sa aming docu.
I'm Dr. Tirso Ronquillo, the Batangas State University President and the project leader of this project, Tactical Operative Amphibious Drive. We are Team TOAD. I am Engineer Albertson Amante. With me are two other members of Team TOAD, Mr. Armando Sinohin from the College of Industrial Technology and Mr. Eugene Ereño from University Research Associate from Batangas State University.
Parang ordinary owner type jeep lang ang load niya. Kaya lang, wala kang makikita sa lalim, shield. So, talagang waterproof siya. Sabi nga nung foam technology, pwede siyang tumaob pero hindi lulubog.
Possible ba na pwedeng sealing mechanism sa kanya kasi weld siya? So may tendency pa rin na magkaroon ng mga micro leak. So what we did is we researched dun sa mga we researched on the foam na in-apply sa kanya, parang siyang ipinaint sa kanya. So, it's a combination ng polyurethane at polyurea. So, that gave additional sealing at buoyancy pa rin, kumbaga.
We saw the need of an immediate response vehicle that can be fielded in flooded areas with sturdiness and so on and so forth.
On the final or on the testing stage, we say this na siya reliable. Na-test na namin ito many times sa malalaking rivers. Pero as design, this is for floods doon sa mga esteros, no? Hindi ito yung mga high waves o mga big waves na nasa dagat, no? Ito yung mga nasa mga estero, nasa mga kalye na nababahaan. So ito pwede doon, no? So dito may dalawang makina siya. Isang makina para dun sa lupa at isang makina para dun sa tubig, yung ating outboard motor. So yung dalawang makina na yan, ang mga brand new na pinili namin na maliliit talaga para mas magaan at mas mapalutang sa tubig. So meron talaga tayong plano since this is a pilot version at sabi ko nga, ito ay joint project ng Batangas State University at ng DOST, joint in funding. Pero yung research and development ay pure Batangas State University. Now, yung pondo pa namin na kailangan para sa version 2 nito. Pag natapos namin yung version 2, yung refine namin, gusto namin kasi may mga improve kami. Let's say gawin namin 4-wheel drive, gawin namin mas enclosed siya para hindi mapasok ng tubig or pag malalaki yung alon. So pag na-perfect namin yon, talagang plano namin i-commercialize siya sa iba't ibang LGU sa buong Pilipinas, yung mga Disaster Risk Reduction Management Offices.
Later on, we realized with the discussion among the Regional Disasters Reduction Management Council headed by OCD, Region 4A, and together with the National Economic Development Authority, the SWD, the ILG, and the DOST, they are the member of the council. So the need of developing a response vehicle that could be used at land at flooded condition. We submitted the idea to the PSHERD, to the council, and they responded well and said, okay, since the consortium has already been given initial funding for amount of very small amount, 500,000, for your priority projects, which you could identify according to your priority programs, then you just submit it, and then we are willing to fund it.
Now, with that, different engineering solution was introduced in order to rescue victims or people affected by flood.
First of all, nakikita nila yung need. Nakita nila yung local condition. Ito, because of siguro what happened in Batangas or nearby, nakita ng ating mga kababayan na kailangan ng amphibious, this kind of vehicle. May 5 passengers, susunod na yata 10 to 15 passengers. Lalo pa may improve at ganadong-ganado. Kitang-kita naman natin yung presidente, ganadong-ganado siya for phase 2, phase 3.
Buhay time element yung importante. So, kumbaga yung number of people na pwede mong maisakay at mailigtas mo. Yun yung nakikita kong Siyempre, during calamity, hindi naman niya makikipagkarerahan sa So, okay lang na yung speed niya hindi masyadong mabilis.
During pong mga ganitong mga sabihin nating panahon, yung aming pong Emergency Response Unit of the Philippine Red Cross Batangas Chapter, nakamonitor na po kami. So, nakamonitor not only sa sabihin po natin from the news, the same time from the LGUs at saka yung mga Red Cross 143 po natin. Kasi we are aiming to provide timely, effectively, and safely response pagdating po ng emergency and response. Here in Batangas, we actually experience so much, maraming mga water incidents na bago natin syempre mapuntahan yung mga lugar na yan, kailangan nating mag-travel by land, the same time water, para mas mabilis yung sabihin nating response. Kaysa sabihin natin magdadala pa kami ng bangka, tapos ibababa pa namin yung bangka, ilalagay pa natin yung outboard engine niya, so it will consume time. Pero kung sabihin natin the toad itself, mas direct na, mas mabilis yung response natin.
So mula nung mag-call for proposals, kami aggressively nagpasa din ng proposal. So, knowing na kaya ng mga researchers ng Batangas State University. So, ito ang naging concept namin sa disaster response, amphibious vehicle. We are very proud of Toad 1. Why? We work around a very limited budget. We were given DOST 500,000. So, out of our coverage, sabi namin, pwede rin natin gawin yan. But Batangas State University should provide counterpart funding. Actually, ang counterpart fund namin, mas malaki pa. Ngayon, dahil dyan, napatunayan namin na pwede pala natin gawin. Kayong Toad 2, parang hindi na mahirap para sa amin na gawin. So, yung ibang mga features na lang, ang amin talagang iniisip para maging mas pwedeng pang-komersyo.
Awareness na marami magagawa ang ating mga Filipino scientists sa ating ano. Again, to lahat na nanonood ng DOSTv, abangan nyo. It's now 11 to 12, pero alam ko ang plano namin humaba pa ito para lalo may kalat namin how science and technology can benefit kapwa natin Pilipino, not only Metro Manila but the whole Philippines.
And that's it for our episode for today. Natapos na naman ang isang araw. Pero don't worry, since magka-forever naman na tayo, we will never leave you. Bukas, samahan niyo ulit kami 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. You can also visit our Instagram page, DOSTvPH, and our Facebook page, facebook.com/DOSTvPH. Kaya click na at mag-login para lagi tayong magkasama. Dahil weather lang ang laging nandyan, tag-araw man o tag-ulan, hindi nang iiwan kahit sino ka man. Kami ang DOSTv na laging nandyan, may bagyo man, kulog o kidlat, hindi namin kayo iiwan. Dahil laging tandaan, weather is forever.